Welcome to Stoughton Media Access Corporation's Community Forum Show. My name is Steve Kelley, I'll be your host, and today I have the pleasure of bringing to you Tim Davis, Stoughton Recreation Department's Assistant Director.
Correct.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and Tim's going to share about summer programs, about the sort of the state of where the entire department is going, programs that you're presenting, and all kinds of good news. So
Absolutely.
How would you like to start?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I mean, we are in our busiest season right now, as
Right.
you can imagine. We are deep into the summer, halfway through already. Can't believe I can say that we're halfway through the summer. I feel like school just got out. But we're deep into the summer. We got hundreds of kids rolling around the playgrounds right now, playing down on our sites, and we're just busy.
All right,
busy,
so
busy.
start out with, it's hot out today.
It's hot
Swimming.
out today.
Tell
Swimming.
us, is the pond safe?
Pond is very safe.
Okay.
Pond is very safe. Ames Pond down on Highland Street in Stoughton is the waterfront that the Recreation Department manages. Safety-wise, couldn't be more safe. We have full-time lifeguards there throughout the summer, staffed from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., which is the beach hours. They're there all the time. The water is tested for bacteria and E. coli, and over the past couple of years, the tests have come back the lowest they have been in years. So safety-wise, it couldn't be more safe, and on a hot day like this, it couldn't be more perfect.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Now, just share with the audience your background for a sec. So you had gone to school, undergraduate, for facilities, or
Yep.
what sort of?
So I did my undergraduate at Springfield College right here in Massachusetts. My undergraduate degree was actually in recreation, recreation management and business. And then I did my master's right after. You know, we all thought we were going to get a job right after college. Didn't really work that way.
Not as quick as you hoped.
Exactly. So I got my master's at Southern Connecticut State University. I grew up in Connecticut, so it was right there in hometown. And my master's was in recreation and leisure studies and supervision with a minor in leadership. So my whole schooling was all revolved around recreation, around facility management, around grant writing, leadership of individuals, group management, programming, everything you imagine when it comes to recreation.
So I don't know what the audience sort of conjures up when they think of your job, but maybe we could share a little bit about the day-to-day nuts and bolts of what do you do. So like yesterday, what did you do yesterday that sort of fell into line with your responsibilities as the Assistant Director of Recreation and Facilities here?
I do think a lot of the public, when they think of Parks and Recreation, they think of the TV show. They think of the comedy of it and everything like that. And I will say some of it can be true because we do have a heck of a time in our field. But you know, for yesterday, for instance, in the summer, we have just a ton going on. You know, we have our sports clinics going on currently. Currently this week, we have baseball going on. We have about 30 kids out on the complex, the varsity field. We have our South School program.
Oh, wait, baseball. Tell us more about
Baseball,
it.
yeah. So
in case somebody wants to enroll.
Yeah.
So what about baseball?
So in the summertime, Mike Armour, who's the high school coach, actually does a summer clinic for us. He gets the kids from the high schools to come coach the kids. We have kids from 6 years old all the way up to 15 down on the varsity field. And it's just it's a hitting, a pitching, a catching clinic.
1 week long?
1 week long. All of our clinics are 1 week long. So that goes on during the summer. I mean, we do a basketball clinic was last week. We partner with the district attorney's office, actually. They help us run it. So that was over at the high school gymnasium. That was last week. Next week, we're at Cedar Hill doing a golf clinic with Walter Parsley, the golf pro down there. Sold out with that, biggest numbers we've had in years, to the point we had to add a second week. So we're very excited about that. And then we have a wrestling clinic, which is going to be the first time we've had that this year. Tim and Mike Carroll, the wrestling coaches from the high school, great friends of the department and obviously great people in town, are going to be doing that with us. So with our sports in the summertime, pretty much every single week of the summer we'll have something when it comes to that.
What does it cost to enroll, let's say, an 8-year-old that is going to go for a week?
Well, it varies based on the program, obviously. I think the advantage that our department has is, you know, we're not out to make money. We're not out to gouge the individuals in town. We just want to cover the costs. So, you know, for a full day clinic, 5 days a week, it costs about $50 to $60, and it gets you, it gets you full professional coaching as well as t-shirts, equipment, everything like that. So our costs, we believe, are very low compared to other places around town.
And,
we're very proud of it.
Lunch included too?
Not necessarily lunch.
Okay.
That's kind of where we kind of draw the line. If we had to do lunch, we'd have to charge way more.
Okay.
So we kind of
you brown bag it
and
learn
bring
all
a
that
cooler.
good stuff.
Exactly. Kids know when to eat.
I was just going to point, and I'm sorry, I want to thank Gina Coes in the background, one of our producers. And Gina, if you could rerun that slide, I just want to make sure everybody sees the Recreation Department slide.
Yep.
So the website is stoughtonrec.org.
Yep, stoughtonrec.org, and that's where all of our program offerings are. That's where all the pricing is. That's where you can register online with credit cards. So it's you can sit at the couch in your pajamas and you can sign up your kids for a program.
I've never heard that. You can still.
So we like to make it as easy as possible for everyone. And again, that's the department email address, and that goes directly to me if you had any comments, questions, anything, as well as the phone number.
recreation@stoughton.ma.gov, right?
Yep, and that phone number is my direct extension as well, 9244.
So 781-341-1300, extension 9244. And you've also got some social media going on.
Oh yeah, everybody does. So Facebook and Twitter, we'll always post pictures of the events that are going on as they are going on, special events that come up that may not be featured in the brochure. We do email them out to our email list, but we also post them to the social medias as well. So it's a great way to stay in touch with what we
Now, who does the actual posting? Is that you?
That's me. Yeah.
So again, the nuts and bolts
Man
of
of
your
many
job.
trades. Yeah, absolutely.
So, chief cook and bottle washer.
Yes.
All right. So we've run through a few of the summer programs, the week-long programs that are $50 to $60. Mm-hmm. Okay, what other things are going on?
So we have our quote-unquote camp. It's our playground program, Open Playground. Stoughton Recreation Open Playground is what it's called. It's a traditional camp-like setting. We're down at the South Elementary School where we have about 100 kids each week. And we do everything that you would in a camp: sports, arts and crafts, special events. We have individuals coming in. We do field day certain days, and just anything and everything you can think of when it comes to a summer camp we have down at the South School. So we run that for 6 weeks during the summer, and we are already on our 3rd week. I feel like we just started, but we're already on our 3rd week, and it's going great. The weather, knock on wood, has been wonderful for us. A little hot, but it's better than rain, and we're having a great time. The kids are having a blast. Good.
Now, what about employees? Do you have a lot of employees that work part-time in the summer?
We have a good amount. Like I mentioned before, we have lifeguarding staff at the pond. We have about 6 to 10 lifeguards. There'll always be 3 to 4 on at a time, so we have to staff appropriately with that. And then our numbers for staff at the playground is based on registrations. So right now I think we have about 18 counselors, which is the most we've had in a while. But our counselors are great. They're all college kids. A lot of them have a heavy background in athletics, so everything we do is right up their alley. But a good chunk of the people we have are individuals going to school for education, to be teachers, to work with the youth of the town. So they're getting firsthand experience on their end, but they're also, they're being cared after by individuals who are passionate about working with children. So, I mean, we brag about it all the time, but we think we have the best staff in the world, and we'll defend it till the end. It's a pleasure working with the youth. They're mainly all Stoughton kids, and then surrounding towns, and it's been one of the best parts of the job is working with our staff.
So if somebody wanted to come to work for you for the summer, what's the process?
So it starts very early than what you may think. We put out all the applications in February, just because we do a pretty extensive screening process, just to make sure all of the kids who are working with us, the backgrounds are clear, and we really have deep conversations with them about what the job entails, about the responsibilities, to really make sure that's the right fit for them. So, applications go out in February. We usually collect them in March, and then we'll interview right up to a few weeks before the summer. So it's a long process, but it pays off.
So far we've sort of focused on the youth aspect of what the Recreation Department does. Broaden that out for us. Like, what other populations within the town do you serve?
So we partner pretty heavily, with the Youth Commission, but also the Council on Aging. We help out. We don't do a lot of programs. It's kind of something new we're getting into. We've run a few senior trips and senior programming. We kind of help promote senior programming.
Give me an example.
Let's see, there's a tap dancing class that a bunch of seniors take over at the Council on Aging. So, we run that for them. We've done a couple like day trips, to like Taza Chocolate Factory and shopping trips, things like that, just to get them out. And then anything that Karen Hall and everyone over there at the Council on Aging and the Youth Commission do a fantastic job. And anything that they want us to get out, we more than happily put out for them. So we're just, we're ready and available when they need us, so we can spread the word on all the great programs. Good.
And you also have something in the town that's an employee wellness thing. Could you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, that was an initiative that started very small and it kind of exploded over the past year in the best way. One of my first meetings when I came into my position here was with the YMCA here in Stoughton, and they wanted to offer town employees a discount to kind of encourage them to sign up on their end, to be fit, to be active, to exercise. And what that one little meeting has turned into is just an actual committee in town where I sit on it, the Youth Commission sits on it, the school department, public safety, everybody's on it. And we are, for the employees of the town, both school and town side, on a monthly and really at this point yearly basis, we're offering multiple discounts to multiple gyms. We're offering various fitness classes like yoga and Zumba, Tai Chi, things of that nature for them to take advantage of. But we're also offering, nutritional guidance. We're doing easy dinner programs, food prep programs, just to encourage not so much a healthy lifestyle, but give them the opportunity to better themselves. If they're looking to exercise more, give them the means to do it. But the best part is, we've applied for grants and we've been fortunate enough to receive them, is the cost that we can really offer our employees of the town is very low, just by offsetting it with all these things that we've done. So again, this one little membership discount for employees has turned into really this town-wide program where, if an employee is looking to do a fitness class or looking to get in shape, they can contact us, and we have this whole host of information, of classes, but also insurance information, things like that to do. So the Recreation Department's been a center of it, I think, for obvious reasons of our access to fitness and vendors and things like that, but it's been really a joy to work with to see the results.
So give us an example of the like grants that you might have, that you either are applying for or you've already accomplished.
Yeah, so we just finished one last week actually with the cycle of it. It was a government grant. It's called Working on Wellness. It's worksite wellness programming. So it was a $10,000 grant that we received in full to help promote and maintain fitness programs and wellness programs that ranged, again, from those fitness classes, but also to helping with health fairs at various buildings, to have individuals travel, off-site from Town Hall, where our office is, to the schools and the various off-site departments. It is a big town. We have a ton of employees, so it's really hard to really get everybody at once. So we were able to travel, take blood pressure readings, glucose readings, things like that, just to make everybody as informed as possible of where they are, and then make sure they were very aware of the possibilities and the offerings that we were able to give to them. So we just finished up that grant. We're working off of that funding, and then once that starts running low, I'm sure we'll look at something new.
All right. So pull me back again to Monday. So you're running your. I'm really curious. Like, how do people actually do their jobs? Because the images that we conjure up are just they're not in parallel. So I have a real estate business and the real estate development, and I'm sure people think we're doing X number of things. And this morning I got called because a toilet paper holder was pulled off the wall. So then I had to decide which employee would go there to fix it after I reviewed it. So I'm sure nobody thinks of my job as that.
Yeah.
So what does your job actually
I think
entail?
it's very similar. I think when people think of recreation departments, it's the summer camps, it's the dodgeball, kickball, baseball, everything like that. But really the nuts and bolts of our department is the facilities. On a Monday, we're out at the West School Athletic Complex is run and kind of has ownership of the rec department. So we're checking irrigation heads that are broken. We're meeting with our contractors that are cutting the grass, because DPW doesn't do all the grass in town. We have a lot of subcontracted things like that. We're checking on our playgrounds. We just had playground inspections, so we're doing inspection reports with our insurance companies. Again, irrigation is a huge thing for us. All of our parks, the Halloran Park and the West School Athletic Complex is fully irrigated.
Excuse me one second. Maybe we have a few pictures that we can get up of those.
Yeah.
I think we have the Halloran
and
the Lesser Park.
Yep.
Right, so maybe we'll take a quick peek of those. And
Sure. Yep,
So tell us a little bit about that.
So Halloran Park is the newest addition to the town. It was recently renovated and completed about 3 years ago, just before I came here into town. It was replaced. It used to be referred to as the Cap, which was
And where is it for the
It's on
audience?
Pierce Street.
Okay.
It's right on Pierce Street, across from the Congregational Church. But it used to be a sand, wood, and rubber tire playground that the town, John Dennison, my director, worked very hard on it. As you can see in that picture, Public Works Engineering and the Youth Commission especially worked very hard in completely renovating that. So it's a brand new playground, less than 5 years old, brand new irrigated field, which is off behind that play structure, a full huge field with walking tracks. So it's really an amazing area, full picnic tables, grills if you want to go and barbecue, things of that nature. So it's just a great top-notch facility. We're very proud of it, and we spend a lot of time there. So it's
Right.
good.
You know, it's a nice, it's a place where you can experience a little bit of nature. And
Exactly. Yeah, it's very quiet. It's very quiet. It's kind of away from the hustle and bustle.
about a couple hundred yards away from 27. And
Yep. Right
pulled
from,
back.
Yep.
And
Exactly.
surrounded with trees and stuff.
Yeah.
So nicely done on your part.
Thank you very much.
So I have an odd question. So for years, I played for the Chemung Hill Football League.
Okay.
All right, you're probably familiar with it from
Yep.
requests.
Yep.
And you guys always, we were always sort of allowed to play behind the West Goal. So how does that operate if somebody wants to utilize a field and they're not a profit group, but just a nonprofit or just a group doing that? Tell us a little bit about how that works.
So it's really any group in general. Right now, what we mainly deal with is the Stoyak groups. The West School Athletic Complex, it's a big complex. We have 4 stone dust softball fields. We have a multi-purpose field where football plays a lot. Our current high school football uses it for their practices. We have a stone dust baseball field, and then the varsity baseball field is all right there. And if anybody was interested from a town league, either in town or out of town, or from just a group of individuals who want to have a day to go out with their buddies and play a baseball game, everything is permitted through the Recreation Department just so that we can stay on top of it, make sure no one's interfering with anybody, because we have Stoyak softball out there, we have Stoughton Youth baseball out there, varsity baseball out there, field hockey, soccer. It's a heavily used site, which is incredible to see all the time, especially during school. But if you were ever interested in renting the field or getting out there, you would just contact the rec department. There's a field permit application that you would fill out. We kind of get general information about yourself, the program, the event that you're looking to run, kind of the time frames, and then we'd be able to tell you if it's available or not. And it's a small fee. It's usually just a $20 fee to use it, to apply for it. And then again, we would just tell you if it's available, and then there's a couple guidelines, obviously, to follow with trash and what you can bring, what you can't bring, and that's pretty much it. It's very simple. We just ask that they come forward so you don't have people everywhere trying to fight over fields.
Yeah, that's good. All right. What about complaints? How do you handle, what is a typical complaint that you might get? Like maybe you can remember the last 2 without mentioning names,
Yeah.
or, something like that.
Well, there's a big one right now, and that's the West School playground, which is right behind in between the complex and West Elementary School. There is that elongated playground, and that playground is on our radar for renovation right now, but obviously it's a long process. Something's going on with it where it's flooding, so a lot of the play structures are hovering over just a pool of water. So, we do that, and, we go out. We have an incredible relationship with the facilities, Joel Harding and all the facility staff at the schools, Paul Jaffoon and facility staff on the town side. So those are really the complaints we get. There's awkward puddles. If there's an irrigation head that's shooting a geyser right in the middle of the field that people are trying to play around, trash, grass isn't cut yet, things of that nature. A lot of the complaints we get are kind of appearance-wise. They're kind of wondering, why are the weeds up to my waist type thing. So I mean, we're lucky. I think between DPW, the contractors, and again those facility groups, we really do stay on top of it very successfully. But like you said, every now and then we'll get one person, and usually John and I are in the office, and if we hear something, we're out there within 10 minutes. We jump in the car and we try to address it as quick as we can.
Good. If you could have the ultimate recreation department, what new programs might you add? I'm just curious if it was like ever put on a platter that you could. Here's a program that there's no way I can afford it, but I'd really like to see it because of why.
A big one that I've been trying to do is archery, actually. You might not have been expecting that answer.
No, I wasn't. I'm thinking someone's bound to get hurt with that.
No,
It's like,
yeah.
whoa.
It's I think it's an interesting program. I think there's different aspects of discipline and focus, and I think there's a lot of learning that can come from a program like that. We had it offered last year. It is a little pricey, as you just mentioned. One of the programs there is just a little pricey. We had a few people signed up. I got excited, but we didn't have enough for it to run. We were going to do it right out in Halloran, right in the field. It was going to be picturesque. It was going to be beautiful. It was going to be fun. But we just couldn't get it running. And part of it, going off of that, I think if I had a perfect department and programming, what we're doing is, 2 years ago when we were here, we were doing between 5 and 10 programs a year. At this point where we are, 5 to 10 a season, and we have our 4 seasons of winter, spring, summer, and fall. And where we are now, we're doing about 30 to 40 programs per season. So we're really growing and growing and growing our base of programming, but I think the ideal world of a rec department in Stoughton is facilities. We have a recreation department, we're in town hall, but we only have one program room that if you have 10 people in it, it's packed. So I think the need and the dream of my time here in Stoughton would be to obtain a recreation center where we can make it really a community center, a place for everyone to come, a gym, program spaces, everything like that. I mean, again, we have incredible partnerships with everybody in town. School department is beyond generous with their spaces, with the gymnasiums and with the schools, the cafeterias. Again, just like South School, we're taking over the South Elementary School. They work with us to provide us the space. But it's just facilities. Facilities is the need, I think, for the rec department as we grow, to be able to offer more than what we're doing, because we're offering a program, but we're getting to a point where we just don't have anywhere to put anything.
Right.
So the facilities is the big need for us here in town.
Could you talk a little bit about some sort of a success story that you would think about and go, here's an example of what the best of what our input has produced? What would be the success story that you would like to share?
Our South School program is very unique. I think the South School, when you think of summer camps, a lot of summer camps these days, a lot of parents want regimented schedules of check-ins these 15 minutes. You have a transition period, arts and crafts, transition sports, transition swimming. What the South School is, what we're very proud of, is we've really kept the idea of free play. We have, if you walk onto the South School campus, you'll see we have our street hockey court set up, our basketball court, our playground, our baseball field up top, stocked, ready to go, another basketball court, stocked, ready to go.
And where's the South School?
It's on Ash Street. It's South Elementary School. 171 Ash Street is, it's on that side of Stoughton. But when we ring the bell with camp starts, we literally verbatim say, okay, go play. And these kids just go, and they go and they don't stop until the end of the day. We've had kids who, one of my favorite stories from when I've been here, we had a girl who came in who was somewhat of a mute. She was very shy. She didn't talk to anybody. Her parents were very hesitant to bring her to the program. By the end of the day, she wouldn't stop talking. She had all new friends, and she was so excited to be there. And we have a lot of kids who come to our program who, may have some social anxieties or anything like that. And I think it's the environment of our staff, it's the environment of the kids. I say that our staff is the greatest, but the kids we get are just phenomenal. My proudest thing is keeping the South School program the way it is, just the idea of free play and making your own fun and choosing what these kids want to do. And I think that's what separates us from the private camps and the educational camps, things of that nature. And even better, we've been able to keep the cost down.
So what is the cost?
So our sessions go by weeks, and it's 8:30 to 2:30, and it's only $87 for the entire week. So it only comes to, I think, less than a couple bucks an hour, which is much cheaper than a babysitter. So like I said, we offer things at cost. We just want to recoup what we're putting out. We're not looking to make money. We just want to keep it low. We want to keep it just as affordable as possible for the people of Stoughton, no matter what your background is. We just want the kids. We want them to come. We want them to have fun, and we want to provide the experience as easiest as we can.
Good. Do you do anything with first aid training? I'm just curious for
We
the
do.
kids.
Yep.
Whatever.
So our staff is first first aid and CPR. Obviously, the lifeguard staff is. Most of our staff at the playground are. It depends on their position. So like our head sports, our head supervisors, everything like that, they are trained in CPR and first aid. A lot of the kids are coming from high school where they have the CPR first aid training. If they need training, for instance, our lifeguard, one of our lifeguards, we needed a water safety instructor, and they came to us. We're like, we'd like to be certified. We said, absolutely. So we picked which one they wanted to do. We got her certified, and so now we're safety certified down at the pond. I talked to one of our supervisors last week, and she mentioned that next year, some people's certifications are going to be running out, and we said, absolutely, we'll do it. We'll take care of it. So next summer, again, we'll do a full training of all the staff just to make sure they're ready for anything that comes by. And the big helper of that is actually the fire department. Tim Carroll at the fire department, EMS, head of EMS. He comes down, he spares his guys and his own time to help us out, to train us both at the pond and the playground. So we're forever grateful with them for their help, so it's great.
So switch gears with me a little bit. You were trained in your educational background with leadership. Mm-hmm. What do you mean when you say leadership? What is it to you?
Leadership to me, my college career, leadership organizations were a big part of what I identified with, of what I spent most of my time with. I was on the board of orientation for all the freshmen coming into college, so me and 4 other individuals. We were the leadership staff to put out to welcome 800 to 1,000 freshmen in, doing programming. Leadership to me, it's setting by example. Being the example of people to look up to, but it's the ability to offer a safe place for people coming in, both staff, just community people coming into our office looking to register, or a 6-year-old coming into one of our programs. Just being able to offer a safe place and a happy face for someone to look at. It's almost a hard question to answer. It's almost like a feeling that you get when you think of being a leader.
So it sounds like you're speaking to culture. So tell me about the culture that you have.
I think so. I think that's exactly it. The rec department is every rec department. I've worked for 4 different recreation departments, and every single one, the culture's fun, it's safe, it's welcoming. It's, we're there for you. If someone calls me and says, hey, I have an idea for the program, I'm not going to take a note and just hang up on them. I'll be like, all right, tell me all about it. And we've had it before. We've had individuals who say, I have this idea for a program. What if I got some kids to do it? I said, okay, let's chat. And they would tell us their ideas. We try to find facilities. They put it out. We get kids. Next thing we know, we have a full program of kids, of new individuals who've never been in the rec department before, doing things. So it's a welcoming, it's just a fun atmosphere. Recreation is supposed to be fun. So it's important to us that we're having fun in the office, we're having fun out in the fields, we're having fun with the public as they're coming in. So,
when did you first know that this was your sort of thread in life, the way you were going to go?
So when I was in high school, I actually wanted to work in environmental sciences, but I was quick to realize that I wouldn't be able to pass those classes. I wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed. So I was thinking, I was talking to my advisors. I was like, I love being outdoors. I love working with people. I'm athletic at the time. I like to think I still am. At the time,
You're too hard on yourself.
I know.
You're probably still athletic. The years are not so kind to all of us.
Exactly, right? And my cousin actually went to Springfield College, where I did my undergrad, and she mentioned this program was a recreation management, and I never really thought of it. Kind of like what you said before, you don't think of recreation as a career with education and really years and years and years of practice behind it. You think, like I said, you think of it as baseball and basketball.
Swimming.
Yeah, exactly. But there was just so much more to it, and it was facilities, it was being outside. We do test the waters for E. coli, and we do aspects of the sciences and things of that nature. So I was a senior in high school, and I found this program, and I thought of it, and I loved it. And then I got to Springfield, and I started taking kind of the 101 courses, and it was the culture again. It was the teachers and the professors and the kids who were involved. It was fun. It was enjoyable. I didn't mind going to class. I didn't mind doing the internships, anything like that. So I think it's a career where your creative process is there. You kind of have the ability to have a clean slate from time and time again, and you can constantly throw out new ideas and constantly make changes and build upon certain pillars that are already in place. So it was just really attractive from year to year, and I fell in love with it. I've been doing it for almost 8-9 years now. So it's
So let's say there was a high school grad or junior, let's say, that's listening to this program. How would you suggest to them that they create a program like yours? So as they start to think about senior projects or something like that.
It's just a phone call. I mean, I always encourage people to ask questions, to get in touch with us. We've had a lot of people like that. We've had seniors who are looking to do project, looking to do community service or internships, and they think of us for it. It's just a phone call. If you want advice, give us a call. If you want to learn more about the field and the profession, give us a call, because again, it's just like any other profession. There's a outrageous network of people in state, out of state, nationally, organizations who they're just full of people who dedicate their lives to this field and working with children and the youth and communities. So if somebody was interested in pursuing the career or just wanted to find out more, just give us a call. I mean, we have, and you know, I'm not shy if, you know, a lot of people think our career is a lot of phys ed and things like that, and you know, we talk to them, but like, actually phys ed is a whole different thing. It's a whole different education.
It's not even in the field.
Exactly. Yeah. So just conversation. It's what it took for me to find out about the field, just conversations with individuals in the field and people who may be connected.
What about renting the facilities that you have charge of? How does that happen?
So it's like we mentioned before, it's field permit applications for the West School Athletic Complex. Like I said, small fee associated with it. If you're looking to do a huge league like Stoyak does, constant field rentals 3 to 4 times a week. It's the same process. There's just a larger fee based on what your organization is, in town or out of town. It just depends on that. But still minimal, I think, for a full season. If you're using our facility a couple times a week for 12 to 15 weeks, it's only $250. So it's still relatively cheap. But it's field permit applications. You can rent out space at Halloran if you're looking for the picnic tables. If you wanted to do a birthday party or something like that with the grills, it's the same.
It's all available.
All available.
Yeah, it's
even the pond.
Yeah.
We host birthday parties there at the pond, special events.
A lot of people probably don't know that you actually can just rent the space for short money, and you probably have to clean up after yourself.
Exactly.
You have to fill out a
waiver. Remove your trash. Pretty much is the only thing. Yeah. So we just like to make it available. It's public land. It's public. You know, it's taxpayers' dollars that are maintaining that, and they have every right to use it.
I'm so glad you emphasize that.
Yeah.
No, it's important.
No, it's true.
It's not for the special people.
No,
it's
not at all.
It's for every one of us
Yep.
in the town who's paying taxes. You have this asset that's available to be used and should be used.
Yep. That's exactly it. They should have access to it just like we do every single day.
Now, you work for John Dennison, long-standing town employee, done a great job over the years.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit of what you've learned from him.
I don't think we have enough time to talk about that. It was interesting when I applied for the job, when I saw it was posted. I did, you know, like everybody, I do a little research on the department, and I came across his name. I'm not from Stoughton originally, so I'll admit that. So I didn't really know of him and really his place in town. But what I saw was he was at the rec department for over 30 years. And for us in the field, that's very unheard of. It's very rare to get someone who's dedicated to one town for a very long amount of time. So, you know, when I came into the department, you know, I wasn't looking at him different, like, oh, he's been here a while, like, he doesn't know what he's doing, like, he's kind of outdated, anything like that.
We certainly don't want to make a cut right there, do we, on this?
No. But it was instant, the amount of knowledge he had. It was knowledge of the ins and outs of the town. It was knowledge of what clicked with people. But the thing that I got most from him was his the importance of people, of talking to people, of you know, handling people, of talk, just the conversations that you have and what you can learn from networking in town, from partnering with different departments. You know, John's knowledge of the fields and the grounds and just the town of Stoughton is part of none. Like, I'll never have it like he did. He's a lifetimer. He was a public school teacher in the high school for over 30 years. He retired a few years back, and he's been doing recreation the entire time as well. So, you know, I learned from him not to be excited right away, to really understand what we're doing, really take a step back, don't jump into anything, really think through everything. You know, that I come up with. I think sometimes I overwhelm them because I want to do.
Give us an example.
Well, I think it's just the programs now. I mean, like I said, when I came in, we were about 10 programs per season, and we've tripled that. So, you know, we are everywhere. We are out of the office. So
he's like, no more of this.
we're out of the office a lot. Just different fields, different territories that we haven't touched before in town, different demographics that we haven't touched before, different programs that they never gone near, but it's been successful. So, but I think he's you know, he knows when to reel me back. I know when to reel myself back. But the best part about working with John is just that. It's just working with John. It's being in the office. It's the banter, day to day. It's taking the drives to go get a coffee on your lunch, just to chat and kind of go over what's been going on that week, or just in general, just to talk. So he's been an absolute pleasure to work with, and I think he's just a huge asset to the town for everybody. And I think every department knows it too. I think everybody knows John. I think even our full-time employees who are, you know, much older than me still call him Mr. Dennison just because he was from the high school and stuff. So he's just an incredible person to work with. Very fortunate.
Now, where do you see the future of facilities, not so much in Stoughton, but in a sort of a general way? We see new emerging trends and different people coming in demographic-wise. So, for instance, soccer may not have been big, you know, but now it's getting bigger. Mm-hmm. So that's just an example. But where do you see the trends for facilities going over the next 10 years, let's say?
I think the trends obviously, technology, they need to adapt. We see more and more, a lot of core programs to towns who can afford it revolve around technology, around.
In what way? Tell me more, because I don't know any of that.
Yeah, like computer coding for video games and video game camps and engineering.
How is that recreation? Well, is that what recreation is going? Video game?
Well, I think that
I mean, I'm ready to but I know I'm dated. I know I'm old, and maybe I have to think of it different. Mm-hmm. But really, that's not run and play.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it, it's the same as if you had a kid who wanted to play soccer. You gave him a soccer field. We have a lot of kids who are not athletic, who are not really. Not that they're not into playing sports, they may not be good at it, they may not succeed at it, their brain may not work in that way, and technology is everywhere, and a lot of kids coming up, they just grow up with it. So there are camps out there where they kind of tap into the small markets of kids who want to learn how to code an app for your iPhone and who want to work, and it's the same thing as a camp, and I get it. I mean, I'm right there with you. It's not running around.
But maybe I'm
exercise.
Wrong. But maybe I'm wrong, because an example: how many people actually make a living out of their recreation? And I think that the opposite could be said about people who learn how to code and do. There's probably a ton of jobs available in the gaming industry.
Exactly.
So maybe I need to reverse the way I think in terms of the production that results from the effort that could be put in. So I'm willing to be wrong. So teach me more about how I'm wrong.
It's meeting the needs. I think it's meeting the needs of, you may not see it that way, but you're still getting a kid out of the house. If you sit a kid in front of a computer with a coding camp, you're sitting a kid in front of a computer surrounded by other kids with computers. You're still giving them that social experience. But I see it as kids who are really into it. They're able to interact with similar like minds. They're able to make friends with individuals who have those really deep interests in this field. And again,
it may plug into a great future.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's
absolutely. And it's like just like football. It's just you get someone on a football team, they make friends with the rest of the football players, and next thing you know, you got best friends. It's like baseball, basketball, lacrosse for me. It's like golf, anything. It's just the changing of times. It's just there's
So that's one
technology.
area. And I want to just add one more thing. The idea of I'm coded wrong for this idea because some people's brains work differently, and what a great idea to do this. So that's one area that you think the future could go. More stuff. Tell us more.
I think facilities need to be multi-use. I think I don't think there's such thing as a one-sport athlete anymore. I mean, I think we see it in our scholastic sports with school that, kids, sometimes oversubscribed, but, the football star is also the baseball player, is also the soccer player. So I think facilities that come about need to be able to adapt to different sports on a seasonal basis to be able to offer an outlet for all these kids who are multi-sport athletes. And I think we're seeing it more and more and more, which is wonderful because kids are getting involved. But I think facilities need to be kind of multi-use if we're talking from the facility side.
Wow. Let me switch you back, and maybe Gina will have some pictures of Ames Pond. I'd like to see some of those pictures.
Sure.
And tell us a little bit more about your swimming program. Like, do you have, well, here we have some kids doing something.
Yep.
I think that's just fun, but maybe they're learning how to use the goggles. I don't know.
So our swimming, we do offer swim lessons down at Ames Pond. The swim lessons are 2-week sessions, so we offer 3 2-week sessions. These pictures are actually right from this year with some kids fishing off the dock right there. Like I said, the weather's been beautiful, so our numbers have been fantastic. But we do offer swim lessons throughout the summer for 6 weeks total. We do have an Ames Pond swim team that are made up of the kids from the swim lessons who compete with Camp Westwoods. We have a great partnership with them, so they practice here in our pond. We go over to their pool and vice versa. And our lessons are from our tiny tots all the way up to our level 4 advanced kids. So, 5 to 6-year-olds all the way up to teenagers who are learning to swim over at the pond. There you can kind of see the facility. We have a great beachfront full of sand. Kind of top corner there, you see our bathhouse, which is recently renovated. We did it last year. So brand new bathrooms inside, partitions, toilets, sinks. We have an outdoor shower to rinse off, both women's and men's room. As well as a little concession area in the back for drinks. And then the picnic tables, which were generously donated by an individual in town. So again, another great place for a picnic, but just an overall excellent kind of gem, I think, of Stoughton that's, we're seeing an incredible amount of use this year, but in years past we feel like it's almost underutilized because it's kind of West Stoughton, far away from downtown and the hustle and bustle. So, but it's a great facility, we're very proud of it.
Excellent. Tell me a little bit about how you advertise, for instance. How are you getting the message out?
Sure. So we do seasonal brochures that we post online. So they'll be on our website. If people are in our email system, they'll receive them. We do Facebook, we do Twitter, everything like that. But we do seasonal brochures. Spring and summer is one. Then we do fall, and then we do winter to go through kind of the cycle of our programs. All the programs are, again, put up online. We have printed brochures that we disperse around town. You can usually find them at the library. Some of the schools allow us to put them there. Obviously at Town Hall.
When you say obviously at a Town Hall, where is your office?
So we are in the basement of Town Hall.
So it's in the coolest section?
It's in the cooler section.
Yeah, okay.
It's very nice, very quiet, very
coolest
cool.
and cooler.
Exactly,
Both.
Exactly. So we are in the basement of Town Hall right there. So you can always come in, pop in, grab information if you want. This year, I will say, I can announce it, I guess. We will be sending out brochures to everybody in town via mail. So our brochures will start coming to the households in town, which we're very excited about. We're just excited to get the word out, what the town's doing, the partners are doing. So that will be a way for you to be involved. But our website that we mentioned before, stoughtonrec.org, everything is there. All the information, all the ways of registering, even other organizations who are doing special events in town, we'll post there. So that's kind of a hub for all of our information.
Yeah, I think I'm most impressed with your collaboration, by the way, whether it's with the Y or you mentioned that other group that you swim against. And here you are organizing and they're competitive with you for the kids, but yet you're working together too. So you must be doing a lot of sort of good behind the scenes work to make that happen.
I think the best part of Town Hall in Stoughton is, we get to work with every department. We have a relationship with every department IT is huge for us. Facilities is huge for us. We help, like, Veterans Office, we help them put on their parade. Procurement Office helps us with purchasing and contracts to keep our fields and our parks as beautiful as they are. Pretty much engineering, they help us big time with all of our parks and construction projects. So, Town Hall is just, it's a great place with great people just looking to help each other. So, like you said, collaboration is just huge. And then we work with the YMCA in town. We work with Elite Health and Fitness in town. A couple of the churches in town, we help them out with different events and things of that nature. So, collaborate. I always say it. I've said it in different jobs. Collaboration is the key to success. It's not only networking; it's helping one another. And if we help them, you never know down the line where we may need their help, and they always step up. So it's great.
Very good. Well, I'm going to switch to the credits and roll some credits here. But before I do, I want to thank the people in the background. We have Leo McGowan, he's on the camera. We have Gina Coe. We have Roy Cohen, who's out back as well, our executive producer. Dave Young stepping in, and Jeff Pickett as well. So as we finish thanking those guys, we'll step right into the credits, and we'll come back and see you again.
Hi, it's Gary LaPierre, and the crew wants to thank Maxie's Delicatessen. That's at 117 Sharon Street in Stoughton. They're 781-341-1662. American Cancer Society, yes, they're looking for volunteers. Drive cancer patients to and from their treatments. 1-800-ACS-6662. Or just go to www.cancer.org. Ilsa Mark's Food Pantry in St. Anthony's Free Market, 2 Park Avenue in Stoughton. For more information, call Christine Gallagher. That's at 781-341-0611 or 781-341-0549. Meals on Wheels. Just ask for Jessica. You'll find her at 781-344-8882, extension 2. Stoughton Penny Saver. Our business is advertising your business, they tell us. 27 Rose Glen Street, Stoughton, 781-344-4833. Community Forum showtimes in Stoughton. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 6 p.m., Monday at 8 p.m., Tuesday at 5 p.m. It's on Comcast Channel 9 and Verizon Channel 28. All comments and suggestions welcome. Contact us at communityforum1@yahoo.com. Samaritans, they're at 41 West Street on the 4th floor in Boston, 02111. Their phone number is 617-536-2460. 24-hour helplines for Samaritans, and the number is 877-870-HOPE. That's 877-870-4673. Samaritans, you can find them at 800-252-TEEN. That's 252-8336. Or find them online at SamaritansHope.org.
So we're ready to come back in studio, but before we do, we want to share that Monday night bingo at the Harvard Torah Congregation, 1179 Central Street, Stoughton. Doors open at 4:30, games start at 6:30. Please go down there. These are great people down there. They do a lot for the town, and you'll have a lot of fun. Also, Stoughton's own cooking show called Get Fresh are going to have new episodes coming in August. Sharon Fradkin and Carlos Vargas have got all kinds of new surprises, new recipes, and you should be looking forward to Comcast Channel 9, Verizon Channel 28, Monday at 5:30, Wednesday at 8, Thursday at 9 a.m., just in time to do some weekend cooking plans, and Friday at 5 o'clock. And our own hometown business show, Tuesdays at 11, Wednesdays at 5:30 p.m., Thursdays at 8, and Sundays at 7. You can tune in and catch new businesses. And by the way, if you'd like to be showcased on the Hometown Business Show, please call our producer, Roy Cohen, and check in with him and see if he can get you on our show. We'd love to take that opportunity to showcase you. And again, we're back with the Recreation Department of Stoughton, all right, Tim Davis, and he's going to share a few more things as we move into the rest of the interview. So Tim, tell us about this big, I want 2 more things to talk about, I think, the high school and the Cedar Hill Golf Course. But this high school renovation, I'm sure that that's a whole bunch of stuff for you thrown on your plate. You've got a field that's out of commission. Tell us more about how you're integrating your work.
Yeah, so the building project, it's not really hurting us as much as we hoped, and that
As we hoped it
I mean,
would.
as we thought, as we thought. Please, we don't need any more issues.
You said it was going to be a fun interview, so.
Consigli Construction has been wonderful to the rec department, so we must thank them, as well as Joel Harding and all the facilities crew over there. We are losing the football field, we are losing the track and the soccer field, and we're losing the tennis courts.
All to be gained back.
All to be gained back
Yep.
in a few years. But all of that we had programs on. So we're losing that piece of the programming offerings when it came to some clinics and special events that we did. But luckily, we worked very closely with them that they're not touching the West School complex. So we will still have all of our fields, our multi-purpose fields, all of our baseball and softball diamonds to use. So we will still be operational, it'll still be open. So the public has nothing to worry about when it comes to the West School complex and what is there. And we're really excited, obviously, for the new football field and the track and soccer field and everything like that. But we're very excited because now the fields will be lighted. So, and we've talked to extent with the building committee and everything, and the intent is to allow recreation to be able to offer programs at night now that it's lit on the fields. So we think, in 4 to 5 years, however long until everything is fully operational, I think those facilities are going to take us to a next level because we'll be able to, again, extend our offerings further than what we're able to now.
Excellent. What about the football field? Where are they going to play between now and the time the field is done?
I know Ryan Donahue is working, the AD over at the high school is working really hard in finding spaces. Luckily, all of our Stoyak leagues have been very helpful in offering their fields. So I know Community Field here in Stoughton will be hosting them. Stonehill College will be hosting some games. Canton and all of our neighbors of surrounding towns have been great. So I know that Ryan's working with them very closely to be able to get them fields. There won't be any home games, obviously, just because we don't have any home fields. But they still will be practicing on our grounds in the complex, and like I said, in the various fields around town. So it'll be a little piecemeal together for a little while, but I know the high school is working very hard and diligently to make sure it's smooth for the kids.
Good. And tell us a little bit about your integration with the work that's done at the Cedar Hill Golf Course. What do you guys do that relates to that town-owned property?
Mm-hmm. So the golf course itself, we do collaboration with Victor. We help him with different programmings. The Recreation Department manages the Community Events Committee, who does the fireworks and all the big town events. So they do some events over there. With the golf course, with the grounds itself, we don't really have much to do with it. However, the concessionaire inside, Grill Room at Cedar Hill, the new restaurant that opened just under a year ago with Malone Catering with Marty and Nate Malone. We manage them. We're in charge of their contract down there, so we work with them to promote their business, to help do special events. In the past year, they're a host to Paint Night, the kind of world new
I think we have a
trend.
And there's
Yep.
something that Gene has
Excellent.
smartly put up for you to all
There you
watch.
go. Didn't even know you had that, actually. So we do Paint Night. They've been doing some live bands, dance parties. Every Thursday night is Pasta Night. They've been doing bingo nights. So they're very, very active, and the food is outstanding down there. So I really encourage everybody to get down there, grab a bite, and even grab a round of golf, because what Victor has done with that golf course is just above and beyond where it was, years and years ago. So it's just a beautiful place to get around in, and a good place to grab a bite.
Now, I actually didn't know, is that a full-service restaurant, or
Yep.
what is it that's there? I didn't know.
Yeah, so it's a full-service restaurant, full-service bar, fully stocked. It's a banquet room if needed. It can be rented out if people are looking to hold special events. We did a lot of graduation parties this last month or two. When there's tournaments on the course, they host the tournaments for the luncheons and the dinners. So it's a full-service restaurant for lunch and dinner. They open at 11 o'clock. From Tuesday to Sunday. They're closed on Mondays just because traditionally that's a slow day on golf courses.
Yep.
But full service menu, full menu front to back. Again, full service bar. And the banquet, their room can host up to 80 people if you want to do a banquet. So just a great spot.
So do people go through you or to go right to Cedar Hill to
They would
arrange
go
that?
right to Cedar Hill.
Yep.
Marty is there on site, the head chef and the owner. Very easy to talk to, great guy. He's actually going to be featured on the next episode of the Stoughton Dish. So you'll kind of get a glimpse at his food and what they have to offer. But you go chat with him, and if he can make it work, I know he will.
Wow, that sounds terrific.
Yeah.
So what did we miss? So as we kind of round out our show about Stoughton Recreation and facilities that you do, what have we missed?
I don't know. We talked about a lot. I guess the last thing I usually say is, if you're watching this right now, or if you hear about it and you have an idea of a program or an event that you like to bring to the town, whether it be town run or a private vendor coming in, and you want to use one of our fields, you want to get our advice, give us a call. Like I mentioned before, we're more than willing to talk everything out, see if we can help you in any way. We want to do as much as we can. We do, as I mentioned before. And actually, the last thing I'll mention, July it's actual thing. It's National Parks and Recreation Month, which
okay.
For us in the field, it's a fun little month to promote fitness and wellness and the idea of going outside, enjoying your parks, enjoying the activities that your towns can offer. So we're doing a lot of fun activities this month to celebrate. We've partnered with the YMCA. They're going to do Tai Chi every Sunday at Halloran Park in the mornings. The library is going to be doing story time at the park for the little kiddos on Wednesday nights and Saturday mornings. We have a movie night tonight actually in the park. We're going to do free yoga in the park. Cedar Hill is going to be doing $10 rounds of golf this month on certain days. And it's just going to be a great little treat for everybody in town. And all that information's on stoughtonrec.org. You'll see a full schedule there, a full map out of where everything is.
So that sounds like a really strong commitment that you guys have made.
Yeah.
And it's really like amping it up. And I think the thing that I found the most interesting is sort of twisting myself about about the camp for a game. You know, that to me is like you're showing a really good side of something that I wouldn't have considered. And I'm really glad that you have this open-minded view. So kudos to you.
Thank you very much.
All right. So one last thing. So what would you say is the trait that puts you in the best spot to do this job that you have?
Man. I think I'm just, I'm a people person. I'm a good listener. I'm willing to work with people. I'm willing to put myself out there with everybody for anything. And I'm just a doer. I just want to keep doing a lot. And I think Stoughton is just a fantastic town. I knew what I was getting into when I took the job, but I didn't truly know. And I'm very happy that I landed here, and just working with the people of this community has been a joy. So I'm just staying with that.
Well, thank you very much, Tim.
Thank you.
All right. And thank you all for watching as well. This has been Community Forum, Stoughton Community Access Cable. Thank you.